Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, colleagues. I have to stand up and speak about this very briefly because for the first time in the history of this bill being debated in this body, you have someone in this body who could be affected by this bill. You have a colleague who could be one of those people affected by this bill, but it's only because I have the privilege of being here on this floor today that that can happen to me. And that's something that I'd like you all to think about. I share a common concern with many of you about the threat of brain drain here in Nebraska. It's a very personal interest for me. I employ 12 young women in our state. I'm a business owner myself, and I have a well-invested interest in attracting and keeping young people in our state. And if you ask me why I do the work that I do, that would be the answer, because I want Nebraska to be a place where everybody feels welcome, that they can call this place home, that they can have a future here. Many young professionals and creative people are here because they recognize the potential in our increasing diversity, both in culture and in industry, professionally, socially, and they see Nebraska as the best setting for their own story. The Midwest is full of good people. We're hard workers, we're generous with our time and with our financial resources, we're humble and we're willing to learn. And I think there's a lot to learn about why Nebraska struggles to keep young people here. As a young professional and employer, like I said, and as a newly elected official, I feel like it's important for people like me to work harder for policies that give all people equality of opportunity here in Nebraska, where discrimination against LGBTQ people continues to give us unequal access to the law. I cannot divide my responsibility as a young professional and lawmaker from my responsibility as a citizen, and that is to speak up and do the work and help anybody who just wants the same chance as all of you to build their best life in Nebraska. And colleagues, we have the opportunity to do that today. There's a business case for non-discrimination in employment. That's been made here today. You all know that. You've all been lobbied. You know the reasons. But this is our responsibility, and this is an opportunity that we have. I love living in Nebraska. I live here on purpose. I have many friends who have left this state because they don't feel accepted because of the laws that we have here, and they've been punished for that. Like Senator Moorfeld was saying, I too know people who have left the state for those reasons. We have an engaged and diverse young professional culture, but it's silly for us to talk about in this body. It's silly and ridiculous and laughable and shameful for us to talk about equality before the law and brain drain and talent attraction and retention when we don't treat people equally under the law. We just don't. We don't do it here. And it's sad, but a lot of people won't do the right thing until the law requires that they do the right thing. And that's why we 49 lawmakers have that responsibility in Nebraska. So that's all I want to say about that. I think that we have a unique opportunity here. We can make history. This is a real issue that affects people. And with that, I'll close. Thank you.